Hey, what's up, everybody? I've got a very unusual item here that I have kind of wanted for a while, but since they're well over 100 years old, you don't come across them very much. And this is a Protectograph check writer. This would have been used at banks and businesses. This would have been used at a place that writes a lot of checks. These were not cheap items when they were new. This was really for like business use. This particular one, I believe, is made anywhere from 1901 up to 1915. So I'm guessing this is, really well over 100 years old at this time. So it's in pretty good condition considering its age, but I think it's been messed with or tampered with or something. I think it may be missing a few pieces. I'm not sure. But anyway, the way this thing works is you would slide a check through this here. Let me see if I have a little sliver of paper maybe I can use as for illustration purposes. So the way it would work is you'd put your check in here, and you would have this little crosshair thing here. You'd line up the line like where you want to write the information. And then this here, which I think is bent, you would select, you would go side to side. Yeah, this is where it's busted. This part's bent, this top knob. Anyway, this would select the denomination. You have 18, 11, 50, 9, 10, so far, so far, and so forth. Anyway, so you would go through and select the numbers and roll this thing through, and it would write the check denomination. Now, the reason these were important is because check fraud was a very, very big thing then. And you wouldn't figure out that a check was fraudulent for a while. So this would print in ink, obviously, but it would also emboss the check. And that was the check security features back then. They would put little pinholes through the check in a certain pattern. That was one popular way to protect a check against fraud, because then you couldn't really alter it very easily. So anyway, this thing has a set of rollers with ink. You add the ink up here, and this top cover flips upward, but I think the releases on this were somehow screwed up. So anyway, I took the there's some hinges in the back, and I took the screws out of that. So let's open it up here. And the first thing that struck me about this is that you see a pinstripe kind of line in here, like a gold pinstripe, if you can see it. And I mean, think about that. Here's a device that's made over 100 years ago, and they go to the trouble of putting a pinstripe, a gold pinstripe, underneath where you don't even ever see it when you use it. I mean, that's just kind of amazing, the level of detail and pride people took in their work. You just we don't have anything like that today. So anyway, so here you can see the rollers, and as you crank this handle back and forth, it moves the mechanism. And here is your print, the font, if you will. Let's see if we can get any of it to stick. Let's see, maybe. Not very good. Anyway, it's a very interesting mechanical device. Check writing machines were really extremely popular up until, like, frankly, the 1990s. I mean, people used these things up until they got, I guess, basically a dot matrix printer, more or less. And anyway, just something so interesting that's so old. I'm really glad I came across this thing at a very, very dirt cheap price. Anyway, just thought you would enjoy seeing it. Just don't come across stuff like this every day. Cheers.